Well, Prynawn da Blant, I hope you've had a lovely day today, and it's time for our goodbye story, our home time story. And today, this is, I would say, a traditional tale. The enormous turnip or the gigantic turnip, because enormous and gigantic and huge, they all mean the same thing, don't they? But this has been retold a different way. And have a look at the size of that turnip. And there's an old woman and an old man. And I've had this book a very, very long time. I love these pictures. Look at these pictures. Long ago, an old man and an old woman lived together in a crooked old cottage with a large overgrown garden. That is a very crooked old cottage, isn't it? I'm just noticing my screen is a bit bright for you, so you can't see the pictures properly. The old man and the old woman kept 6 yellow canaries, 5 white geese, 4 speckled hens, 3 black cats, 2 pot-bellied pigs, and 1 big brown cow. On a fine March morning, the old woman sat up in bed, sniffed the sweet spring air and said, "It's time for us to sow the vegetables." So the old man and the old woman went out into the garden. Now let's have a look at this word sow. Now then, this one is a S-O-U. Now, if it was to sew with a needle, it would be a S-E-U. Sewing means putting the seeds down. So sometimes if you want to do flowers, you might sort of throw them out like that. But look, she's planting each seed there. They sowed peas and carrots and potatoes and beans. Last of all, they sowed turnips. That night rain fell, pitter-patter, pitter-patter, on the garden of the crooked old cottage. The old man and the old woman smiled as they slept. The rain would help the seeds swell and produce fine juicy vegetables. Spring passed and the summer sun ripened the vegetables. The old man and the old woman harvested their carrots and potatoes and peas and beans and turnips. At the end of the row, there was just 1 turnip left. It looked very big. In fact, it looked gigantic. On a fine September morning, the old man sat up in the bed, sniffed the cool autumn air and said, "It's time for us to pull up that turnip." And out he went. The old man pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but the turnip would not move. So the old man went to find the old woman. The old woman wrapped her arms around the old man's waist. Both of them pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So the old woman went to fetch the big brown cow. The old man, the old woman, and the big brown cow pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So the old man mopped his head and went to fetch the 2 pot-bellied pigs. Look, there's their little bottoms. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow and the 2 pot-bellied pigs pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. Who do you think they're going to fetch next? There's a bit of a clue on this page. So the old woman rolled up her sleeves and went to find the 3 black cats. Now I feel a bit sorry for this cow because the pig is pulling his tail and then this pig is pulling that pig's tail. And I don't think that's going to help. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow and the 2 pot-bellied pigs and the 3 black cats pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So one of the cats twitched her tail and went to fetch the 4 speckled hens. Now, I don't know much about animals, but I don't think these hens will help very much pulling this turnip out. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the 2 pot-bellied pigs, the 3 black cats and the 4 speckled hens pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So one of the hens shook her feathers and went to fetch the 5 white geese. Ooh, look, it's not even coming out of the ground. I think if they had any sense, they would have dug some of this ground away. The old man, the old woman and the big brown cow, the 2 pot-bellied pigs, the 3 black cats, the 4 speckled hens and the 5 white geese, which don't appear to be doing much. Do you think they look like they're helping? I don't think they're pulling their weight. Pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. So one of the geese craned her neck and went to fetch the 6 yellow canaries. Why? Why do they think canaries are going to be able to help? The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the 2 pot-bellied pigs, getting all the words wrong now, the 3 black cats and 4 speckled hens, the 5 white geese and the 6 yellow canaries pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked, but still the turnip would not move. The old man scratched his head. The animals and birds lay on the ground gasping. The old woman had an idea. I wonder what her idea is going to be. The old woman went into the kitchen and put a piece of cheese by the mouse hole, and soon a hungry little mouse popped its head out of the hole. The old woman caught the mouse and carried it outside. Right, who thinks this mouse is going to be helping? Because look, the geese are not doing very much, the canaries are doing even less. And then there's this tiny little mouse. The old man, the old woman, the big brown cow, the 2 pot-bellied pigs, the 3 black cats and the 4 speckled hens, the 5 white geese, the 6 yellow canaries, and the hungry little mouse pulled and heaved and tugged and yanked. The gigantic turnip came flying out of the ground and everyone fell over. The canaries fell on the mouse, the geese fell on the canaries, the hens fell on the geese, the cats fell on the hens, and the pigs fell on the cats. The cow fell on the pigs, the old woman fell on the cow, and the old man fell on the woman. Now that poor old mouse would be squashed, wouldn't he? All of them lay on the ground and laughed. That night the old man and the old woman made a huge bowl of turnip stew. Everyone ate as much as they could, and you know what? That hungry little mouse ate most of all. Thank goodness for that mouse, I say. They would never ever have got that turnip out, would they? Now that's a lot of turnip. I think they'll be eating turnip soup for many, many months to come. So, shall we do our goodbye song? 1, 2, 3. Hwyl fawr ffrindiau, hwyl fawr ffrindiau, hwyl fawr ffrindiau, mae'n amser dweud hwyl fawr. Twralwra bantynni, 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 twralwra bantynni, mae'n amser dweud hwyl fawr. See you all tomorrow, hwyl fawr.